Okay, let's start, girls. Just for your comfort. Shh, girls, thank you. 3, 2, 1. Shh. Lessons being recorded today because I actually have to do a bit of speaking. Okay? So don't say anything that your grandmothers would hit you for. Okay? Alright, so girls, put your hands up if you finished it all.
Me.
Well done on the dude now, okay? Well done. Alright, so let's go through just a couple of these words, just so we know what the meanings are. Okay? We should all know the first 3. Okay, the only one I'll check is internal. What does internal mean? Inside. Okay? What does redundancy mean? Who can give me the actual definition of what redundancy is? Someone getting kicked out due to new developments in the company or technology. Okay? Who can give me what, retrenchment means the exact same. Okay? Who knows what classical theory is? Who can explain that one to me?
Is it when you're dividing that?
Yes. Okay? I'll put this in perspective, okay, girls? When is a time that a business or manager would use classical management theory? Emergency, okay? So when they need to get something done quick and they know that it's going to be opposition, they'll go classical. They'll go, no, I don't want to hear any other opinions. I know that this just has to be done. When is another time when they'll go classical? Depending on the worker base. When your workers do not have something. Knowledge, education. Okay? When your workers do not have knowledge and education, you adopt a classical management theory because basically you give your workers one job, that's all they do, they get really, really good at it, that's all they need to know. Okay? So for example, you will see it, girls, in a lot of third world countries, developing countries, the place where sadly Kmart gets most of its goods from, okay? The factories that they work in, they don't have, sadly, the most educated workers. They're in that factory at 10 years old because they can't go to school, okay? So they're not relying on them to have the best educational base, so there's basically a supervisor for every couple of workers going, you're doing that, I'll show you how to do it, then that's what you're going to be doing for the rest of the day, that one job. Over. Okay? Do you remember when we watched the video of, I believe it was the Chinese factory making the cards? And it was just the guy sitting there for like 2 minutes going boom, boom, pack, boom, boom, back. Okay? That's classical. Okay, that's that mass production theory as well. Alright. So darlings, what we are doing today, okay, is we're going to start on the next dot point of our one, which is the vision section. Okay? So what we'll do is we'll do a quick overview of what you need to know in this. Okay? This is, for at least the Band 2 response, you need to know these things about vision. Okay? If you get nothing else from this lesson, you get what's on the PowerPoint. Okay? What does KISS mean, girls? Keep it simple, stupid. I live by that principle every day. Okay? So, let's go through. These are the 3 things, girls, that you must know from vision. Okay? First of all, the difference between a vision statement and mission statement. The difference between goals and objectives. And how to ensure long-term growth. Okay? I would just write down notes here. Okay? Now, thinking about vision, okay, we know it often gets implemented in your business plans and business reports. What do you think the vision part actually means? Yeah, goals. Okay, vision is what do you see your company or business doing in the future? What's your literal vision for it? Okay. So when we're talking about vision in this sort of business report and business planning procedure, this is what we are actually talking about. Okay. Now, the first thing that we talk about is the difference between a vision statement and a mission statement. Okay? And this is largely just semantics, differences in words. Okay? A vision statement describes the desired future position of the business. It's not particularly specific. It simply states that we want to be here. Okay? So if we're looking at maybe something like a business like Kmart, okay, let's use Kmart again, and they say, our vision statement is to be in control of the clothing market sector by 2030. That can be their vision statement. It's not very specific. It's not telling you how to get there. It's simply, this is what we'd like to do. Okay? The mission statement, on the other hand, defines the company's business, its objectives, and its approach to reach these objectives. Okay? So your vision is sort of your pie in the sky. It's what you'd always like to get to. Your mission statement is actually going, all right, now here's how we're going to achieve that vision. Okay? You're idealist, you're pragmatic. Okay? Make sense to everyone? Fabulous. Okay, this is already on Google Classroom, by the way, this PowerPoint. Now, the difference between goals and objectives is once again semantic. Okay? A goal is a specific statement about what is intended to be achieved. So, for example, a goal can be to lose weight. Simple. Okay? This summer I want to lose weight. I want to lose these COVID kilos. Okay? Now, it's simple, but it's lacking in specifics. Your objective, however, is a very specific statement about how the goal is going to be achieved. For example, you're going to do cardio every day for an hour to lose 2 kilograms by December. That's your plan. Okay? You know that your overall goal is you want to lose weight. Your objective is, right, here's how we're actually going to get it done. Okay? Simple, not too much to go over. Okay? Any questions? Good. Now we do have different types of goals. And we've looked at these different types of goals before. Okay? We noted, of course, financial. What does financial have to do with?
Money.
Yes. Exactly right, okay? Money / profit. Okay? So if you're looking towards going towards a financial goal, you're looking at basically increasing the network value of your company or business. Okay? What about if it's a social goal? What does that mean? If we're going towards a social goal, what does it mean?
Growing the business?
Not so much growing the business, because that could be financial easily.
Is it like with competitors and stuff? Like making sure their products that has
Not even that, that would still be financial.
Doing something for the community.
Yeah. Okay? If we're looking at something social goal, we are looking at community-based goals. So maybe the business wants to get its name in a community for doing good things. Okay? So often when businesses have social goals, they'll do marketing campaigns. Okay? One of the best campaigns that you can do is when a business supports or funds a charity. Okay? And then at every event for the next year, whenever that charity does something, that charity almost always has to start off its announcements with, and firstly, we'd like to thank Kmart this year for supporting all of our efforts and doing A, B, and C. People Start Associated came up with, hey, those are the guys that supported that cancer charity that I support. Must be a good business. I'll continue shopping there. Okay? It's a social goal. It's getting your company basically goodwill. A personal goal, what do you think a personal goal is? Yeah, it's for yourself, particularly for the manager. Okay? So when we're looking at for yourself goals and personal goals, it might be something like this. The manager themselves or the owner of the business might be looking for prestige, okay? Which means they want to be feeling better about themselves, or they want their business to do very well. So people look at them and go, wow, look at her. She took this company from nothing and made it something. Look at her skills, okay? This is a prestige, this might be a personal goal. And this person might be basically doing whatever they do for the business for recognition, okay? Now the last thing that we look at in this particular dot point is long-term growth, okay? Now long-term growth, in its shortest nutshell, okay, is profit maximisation and having the ability to maintain these profits over time. Now, if you want to shorten that into a less wordy version, it's simply, in short, we made money, how do we make sure we keep it? Okay, that's what long-term growth is. Because, funnily enough, girls, it's not that hard to make money initially. We can all make money initially. We can sell a couple of things that we currently own. We can work really, really hard for a couple of months, but that might not be sustainable. You can't work 7 days a week for years on years in advance unless you have something really dedicated. It's not long term. So how do we make this money and then keep it? And a key word that we have here is profit maximisation. Making the most out of the money that you have. Okay? Now, when we're looking at strategies to achieve long-term growth, we're looking at basically our business has already succeeded. How are we going to make sure it stays up there or continues growing? Okay? Now, these are just two different strategies that you could use, and there's many different ones that you'll be going through later. Okay? So first one is diversification of earnings. What's the key word in that? In diversification, what's the key word? Diverse. Diverse meaning more than one or many. Okay? So diversification of earnings. Meaning that your business might have gotten where it is by selling paper. Okay, that's all it does. It sells paper. Well done. You've somehow made millions of dollars just off that one thing. But you know what? If the price of paper goes down 1 year, your entire business model falls flat. Diversification of earnings would be, yes, we're a paper company, but maybe we might invest in the video industry, and we might do a bit of investment in agriculture. So just in case the whole paper thing blows up, we have our profits spread out, and we're making money from multiple sources. Because girls, remember, let's have a look at Woolworths. Is Woolworths owned by someone? Do you remember the group? West Farmers, very good, okay? The group of West Farmers owned Woolworths. Now, do they own other things?
Yes.
What do they own?
Big W.
Yeah, Big Big W. Don't think Target as well. Yeah, one of those two, Myer or Davy Jones. Petrol stations, insurance, okay? Basically they went, yes, we're doing really good in a grocery shopping game, but let's get some diversification of earnings and spread out what we're making money from, so we're getting money from all these different sources. So if one bombs out or goes down, we've still got insurance, we've still got the petrol, we've still got the blah, blah, blah. Okay? It's a reason for long-term growth. Because if you just stay in the one industry, you're not going to learn anything. The next one's innovation of product, which is basically, you don't keep the same product for 30 years. You're constantly tinkering with it, adjusting it to the market, and making sure that it's bigger and better. Okay? Alright. That's the end of the KISS. Okay? Is there anything that we're unsure about? Okay? Fabulous. So what we'll do, we have our worksheets, not Google Form this time. It is only 3 pages. Only. And there's lots of pictures. So girls, worksheets, questions at the end. Now, are you working with me today? Yes, yes, let's set the method.